court case, for example. Because I was watching the documentary on Netflix about Madeleine McCann, about how they got the dogs to sniff the apartment. That's why various different people are accusing the parents of maybe some malicious activity. Right. And it was thinking, you're trusting a dog here, which may be giving a false statement, given that it might be doing something which you think is picked up on something and it hasn't. How accurate can they be in that way? I mean, it's getting into dangerous territory there, surely, when you're...
Well, yes, but potentially you are relying on an interpretation by a human of a dog's behaviour.
Yeah, true.
Now, the reality is, and actually there's there is, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit to my involvement with police dogs.
Yeah.
But in the world of police dogs in the UK, there is certainly case law, and that is law that has been appealed. So where a case has been heard, the person has been found guilty, and the case has then gone to appeal. Mm-hmm. And case law that goes to appeal is generally held up as, can be referred to as being something that can be relied upon for other cases.
Yeah.
And there was a case actually from the Thames Valley Police that I worked for, and it involved my namesake, a woman dog handler called Lynn Whittaker. Yeah. Had a job where a dog was involved in locating some people using its tracking ability. Mm-hmm. And tracking is where the dog follows the scent of a person on the ground from a point generally where a crime has been committed or a person has been seen to its conclusion where the person is found or evidence that is found of that person that links it to the crime.
These aren't the ones that you see on police chases. These aren't out the German Shepherds.
Yep. They are generally German Shepherds. So there is case law which says that where there is a adequate records of the dog's performance in terms of its tracking ability, generally from training and the process of licensing these dogs, a court can draw inference that the dog's tracking abilities can support the evidence of guilt.
Yeah.
So that means that if a dog has been demonstrably efficient at tracking and finds somebody, you can interpret that dog as being reliable.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
It's obviously it's for a jury to decide whether or not they're going to accept that, but ultimately. And I will explain a little bit more about some of those things about tracking with dogs. But yeah, it's one of the facets of dogs which we do rely on even now, and there is no alternative. We would work with technical equipment such as infrared, from helicopters to find people, and ultimately, if you rely on dogs and they're trained properly, they can do some amazing things. And I've had the pleasure of witnessing it firsthand, and it really is a thrill.